What's good with y'all YouTube? It's your boy GZTV back with another video. And in this video we are going to be discussing the most recent Walking Dead episode I watched. I know these videos are late. The basketball game starts in 53 minutes, so hopefully we can get 3 videos done and a decent amount of the Dexter episode complete. But yeah, we have The Walking Dead here, the 3rd episode of season 10. That's kind of where we're at in the series if you kind of want to follow along. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So we can have some discussions. Not a lot of people comment on videos. I kind of just slide through. That's fine as well. So over a period of 48 hours, several hordes of walkers appeared at the Alexandria community, coming from the direction of the border, exhausting the communities as they deal with them with no end in sight. And these are kind of the walkers that the Whisperer sent out, and the people of the groups kind of like know this, because why else would there be some random hordes walking towards them? It's not like they have that much, you know? It's not like they have that many walkers anymore. Like, the apocalypse isn't as deadly. During a lull, Gamma approaches the Alexandrians and instructs them to meet Alpha at the line of posts delineating their territory to the north so they can stop having to deal with the hordes, pretty much. And that's like the threat from the Whisperers. And they can finally meet up with Alpha because, again, you know, the Whisperers haven't been, in their lives for some months now. At a town meeting, Lydia tells the others that this is not Alpha's normal strategy. She would drown the community with a massive horde instead of these smaller attacks, just like sending them all at once. Maybe she learned from before and got a better strategy, I don't know. Michonne, Daryl, and Carol go to meet Alpha, while other groups try to stop the advancing hordes from other directions. Aaron is instructed to take Negan, one of the few people left capable of fighting, to stop a horde coming from the south, and this is the first time in a while that Negan has kind of stepped out of Alexandria since he was able to leave. What's her name? My goodness, what's her name? Judith let him leave. So Aaron and Negan have an interesting, relationship going into this, I guess. Aaron, still bitter at the loss of his boyfriend during the battle with the Saviors, detests Negan and forces him to fight only with a wooden stake rather than a crowbar, to make it more difficult for him, and I mean, honestly, probably for his own protection, because he knows what Negan is kind of capable of. That night at the border, Alpha tells the group that she knows they have crossed into Whisperer territory several times before, violating their agreement, but acknowledges that the crossings were done out of necessity. They needed to do it, so she's kind of gonna push it to the side and let them slide on this one. But I mean, if they do it again, obviously they're gonna have consequences. And obviously they're always watching them. There's always people out on lookout, spying around. I mean, we've seen before how sneaky these people are and how well they can blend in with the walker crowd. She asserts that punishment will be necessary, but rather than bloodshed, she declares that the border has been changed, extending Whisperer territory to include most of the hunting grounds near Alexandria. So, yeah, it's getting worse for them. They're going to have to adjust. When Carol complains, Alpha threatens her and boasts about Henry's death. Carol attempts to shoot her, but Michonne knocks the gun out of her hand and apologizes for Carol's actions. Obviously, she wants to get revenge for her son, and yeah, Alpha's a little bitch, honestly. Had her people kill Henry, not herself, actually, I'm pretty sure. Fuck Alpha. Alpha forgives Carol and allows him to leave without further punishment, but tells him to run immediately, as a small group of walkers begins pursuing them, and again, those are more of the hordes she kind of got together to chase after them. As they flee, Carol sees a small group of Whisperers stalking them and alerts the others, like, yeah, this is how they know that we've been going on their land, because they send out little troops like this. She, Michonne, and Daryl attempt to track down the Whisperers, but are overwhelmed by the walkers and are forced to take shelter in an abandoned school. And yeah, I mean, if they find these Whisperers away from their group, they're going to kill them, because they obviously don't mean that much to Alpha. Meanwhile, Negan and Aaron taunt each other about failing their late loved ones. They're attacked by a walker covered in hogweed, which falls on Aaron, causing him to get a rash on his face and temporarily blinding him. I didn't really know what hogweed was when they were talking about it. I think I might have heard of it. I don't know. With no sign of Negan around, a visually impaired Aaron finds a house and takes shelter there, but walkers soon arrive and break in. Negan, who is already in the house watching Aaron struggle, finishes off the walkers and saves Aaron to prove his loyalty to Alexandria and that he's not going back to his old ways anytime soon. He learned a little bit. At the school, Daryl discovers that Carol has been taking a prescription medication that keeps her awake to avoid dreaming about Henry's death, causing her to hallucinate. Obviously, she's like very sleep deprived. She's been forcing herself to stay awake for days on end now. While searching for any sign of the Whisperers inside the school gym, Carol gets caught in a snare trap set by a Whisperer who brings out a small horde of walkers. I'm pretty sure... I thought that was a hallucination at first. It was kind of trippy when I was watching it. Carol fires her revolver at the fleeing Whisperer while the walkers attack her. Carol manages to free herself from the snare, cutting her arm in the process, and kills all the walkers. Daryl and Michonne help Carol back to Alexandria where her injuries are treated. She later considers not taking the medication any longer. She needs to get some sleep. This is really weighing down on her. Back at the school, the Whisperer that Carol shot reanimates as a walker, and yeah, I didn't think that was real. I thought that was a hallucination. The show did a really effective job at kind of making that seem like it was real. But pretty good episode. 88%, 6.96 out of 10, 15 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. This is going to be a short video. Opening with some of The Walking Dead's most unsettling imagery to date, Ghost ratchets up the tension with a heady, psychologically driven story. With the hallucinations, I think they did that really well with Carol. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. We got 2 more videos to get to in about 47 minutes before the game, and we also have to kind of start on watching Dexter. I'll have a little bit of time after the game to watch that, but no 2K gameplay tonight. They have to drop a card I'm actually interested in for me to do that. For those of you that are a part of the community anyways, I don't know. I don't think all of you guys are, but yeah, up next we're going to talk about In the Tall Grass. It was obviously Netflix original film you guys should know that I watched yesterday, so